Well, good morning. It is always around this time that I do videos because I have long drives and it's just easier for me to try to get some in. And I want to give you guys quality stuff. The video itself probably ain't the highest quality, I get it. But I'm trying to give you guys the best quality I can give you. In other words, I'm trying to give you the best thoughts, the best whatever I can give you. I have a friend of mine whose mom just passed away. She had a good life. She was older. But, you know, it makes me think how much parents are important in this world. And I'm a parent myself, so I understand it very well. But I just want to give some thoughts today. I wanted to share some of my stories. I want to share some of my thoughts on how much I appreciate my parents. You know, obviously, like anybody, any relationship, there's going to be times you don't get along. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what relationship you're in. There's always going to be times you don't get along for whatever reason. Some friendships you can cover it up and sweep it under the rug and not worry about it. Some relationships, you know, it's surface and it's better to be friends or relation and have a distance. Some is just you can say what you think and they'll still love you no matter what. Parents tend to be that way. You can say a lot of things that are frustrate them, frustrate you, and whatever. But I'm going to say this very simply, and if you don't do it, then you're a fool. Because your parents are your best friend, your biggest supporter. Even if they don't say it, even if they don't say I love you, your parents are the one. I mean, there's exceptions, but in general, your parents are the one that has your back the most. And to mom and dad, as much of a pain in the butt I have been over the years, thank you. I appreciate you very much. But yeah, my friend losing her mom just made my heart think and made me want to think and tell my parents how much I appreciate them. I know they watch my channel, so I thank you. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your love. I thank you for just what you do. And now for some of my stories. And please share your stories in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up, that's all it is. No money, no nothing else. Just a thumbs up. Bing. Man, my nose itches. But anyway, there was one time, and I'll share a couple stories about how I've parented too. But anyway, there was one time where my mom got really upset about something. Deservedly so, not deservedly so. And I was in trouble. I knew I was in trouble. I don't remember what I did now, but I know I was in deep trouble. And my mom would ground us from going outside, from playing PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever. We'd be grounded. So the smart boys that we were, because I was born in a family of boys, the smart boys we were, we went ahead and did it anyway. And Mom would always say, you know, if you choose to do it, that's up to you, but you're grounded. Okay. Smart boys that we were, we went ahead and did it anyway. Had fun. Enjoyed ourselves. Dad gets home. You do realize that we talk. And we're like, yeah. He goes, you do realize that your mom handed out punishment. Uh-oh. You do realize that now you're in trouble with me, and there is no getting around it. Uh-oh. Yeah, we we'd get in trouble even more because we disobeyed the grounding. So our grounding got bigger, we got spanked, whatever the case. It was worse. And it was a lesson. And it's something I will never forget. I think I lied or something. I don't know. The punishment I won't forget. You didn't cross my dad. My dad, if you did something wrong, he let you know. But he was fair. He was very fair. That's one of the biggest respects. And I also have one of the biggest respects for my mom. I love them both to death. There was a time where I had a broken jaw. And gosh, I'm sure they hated Star Wars at that time. Because every time I turn around, I want to watch Star Wars. I want to watch Empire Strikes Back. I want to watch Return of the Jedi. I was stuck on a recliner in the family room. Can I have this to eat? Can I have that to eat? Oh man, I'll tell you what, my own daughter irritates me. She's like, I'm hungry, I want food, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that. I can only imagine how bad I was. Because I feel like I'm worse than what my daughter was. Or I was worse than what my daughter is. In that regard. My daughter really doesn't ask for a lot. But I was constant, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. Say please, I think. I hope. My mom did it. I had to be creative on my food, so I know how irritating it is to have to wash a blender every day. Once a week for me. But to have to do it every day has to suck. And my mom did it. Was always creative. She had hot dogs. We made a hot dog brew in the blender. We had chili. We put the chili in the blender. Mainly for the beans and the meat and stuff like that. But obviously we had to filter out some of that chili. Pizza? Let's try it. Let's blend it. It wasn't the best tasting stuff. But it was dinner. Tuna noodle, let's try it. Add some water to it. Water it down. Whatever. We blended everything. Again, Mom, thank you so much for doing that. And finally, I want to get to what I think is my funniest punishment. My daughter lied to me. She was probably 4. And at the time I was doing, I got your nose, or whatever. Well, I did the I got your hand. I said, that's your punishment, is I got your hand. And it was one of the most effective punishments I ever did. In fact, it was so bad of a punishment. The punishment wasn't even a punishment. There was no punishment. But the punishment was the roughest punishment ever without being anything. It's imagine the mind of a kid. But my daughter lied. I caught her. So I said, I grabbed her hand and I said, I got your hand. And she looks at her hand, which is fully intact. And she looks at me and says, I want my hand back. And I'm like, until you remember what you did, you're not getting your hand back. And she holds up both arms. She's looking back and forth. She's like, I want my hand back, and starts bawling. Like I did this miraculously bad thing because I took her hand. Yeah, she looks at both hands and they're both there. Oh, my hand back. And she was crying. I'll tell you what. I've done punishments, and I know my dad has been in the same scenario where he gave us a punishment. It wasn't that bad. My punishments were never that bad. Even when we got spanked, it was never that bad. It was always a talking to that was always bad. That's when you knew you was in trouble. It wasn't the spanking. Oh, it stung. But it was never the spanking. It was always the talking to afterward. And I think that's the important thing about any kind of punishment is always having a discussion about what it's about, why, and all that stuff. My dad was really good about that. But yeah, this is one of those times where I actually felt bad for actually punishing her, and I tried to let it go. And she was bawling so hard, begging me to get her hand back. And of course, I'm trying not to laugh, but I also feel really bad because she is crying that hard. I'm like, fine, I'll give it back, but here's the deal. You don't lie to me again, okay? And she said yes. And she's just bawling away. I actually felt bad for taking an imaginary hand. It's also one of my greatest stories when it comes to me and my kid. But yeah, I took her hand. She's staring right at it. In her own hand. She, obviously I can't really take it. And being 4 years old, she really thought I had her hand, and she's staring right at it. Funniest thing ever, and also it made me feel like the smallest person in the world at the time. Funniest story ever. But anyway, I wanted to share that. Cherish your parents. Cherish them. You only get one set, and once they're gone, they're gone. There is no going back. Both of mine are still alive right now. They have their troubles. I'm praying for you every day, Mom and Dad. Keep them in your prayers. But mostly thank you, and I appreciate you. Even if I don't act like, even if I have my attitude, which I know I do all the time, I love you guys, and I appreciate you very much. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. I don't imagine that. But, no, I thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me your stories. Tell me what you think about your parents or you as a parent. I hopefully got a couple laughs out of my stories today. But yeah, just cherish your parents. You only get one set. And if you're married, then you get 2 sets. If you're divorced, then you're back down to 1. But yeah. Simple math. But just cherish them. Because it don't last long sometimes. And sometimes it does. But still, cherish them anyway. Say thank you when you don't feel like it. Say I love you no matter if they say it back or not. Even if you don't have respect for them, cherish them anyway. You guys be blessed. And I know there's exceptions to that too, of course. But you guys be blessed and have a good one.